taking a quick look at the hopefully I'm all good, guys. I roll over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
I see project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the what's good, everybody.
Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I roll over something.
Sounds like live stream. We are now live. We have ThatGuyKelz in the building, so it should be a fun conversation. I know it's so weird. I'm like looking at the stream, and I'm also looking at Instagram, so that's kind of funny. Come through and chill with us tonight. Be getting pretty dope.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
I see project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the
hopefully I'm all good, guys. I roll over something.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
I see project branding logo, that's on here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the
hopefully I'm all good, guys. I roll over something.
What's good, guys? Mike is in the building. Welcome to another Freestyle Sunday. Very excited for today. My voice sounds a little hoarse, but it's all good. Why do I feel like I hear an echo? Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Much better. There we go. My voice is a little hoarse, man, but you know what's so funny? My foot is good now. We are good. We're walking. We don't have to keep it up. But weirdly, man, I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, but it's all good. Very excited to be here tonight. Very excited to have ThatGuyKelz be on tonight. We're going to talk about going live on TikTok and growing a, I guess, a brand or at least a following, which I'm completely oblivious to. So it's going to be kind of cool to get a refresher in terms of someone that knows what they're doing on TikTok or on Instagram as well, because he's pretty lit too on Instagram. So that's pretty cool. But we gotta do what we do best, boys. We always like to shout out our sponsors, and you guys know the deal. As you know, I just recently installed the Rizoma Stealth on my Ducati Street Fighter V4S, and the only place that I get all of my parts, of course, motivationusa.com, guys. All the links will be in the description if you're looking to outfit your fancy motorcycle with some cool exhaust or whatever it may be. And you guys know the deal. I only show brands that I am affiliated with that's been part of my channel for a very long time, and I could speak highly of these guys. You won't regret spending your money with them, and really dope, and I was always appreciated. Oh, by the way, this is the exhaust that's actually on my Street Fighter, which was provided by motivationusa.com. These guys are family, and they keep all my bikes looking fresh, and they keep yours looking fresh as well. So that's exactly what's on my bike. I don't know why that came up first, but I kind of hate highlighting where you could see the money and the cost of things. But yeah, always appreciate when you guys do that, because always a big deal when other brands could see that we have buying power or we have an audience that's willing to go out and support. So always great to do that. But we're going to do what we do best, guys. We always say what's up and see what's good. By the way, guys, I don't know if you've noticed that we've been doing these new little short clips on YouTube, motivationusa.com, where we kind of highlight where we kind of highlight these parts. Like, for example, carbon fiber. You'll be seeing these guys in the stealth Rizoma mirrors as well. We kind of just do a highlight where we kind of give information about the part. It's just for a highlight page. So I thought those are cool. They're very short, but it's a way to kind of market and brand what we highlight, you know, what I put on the bike as well. So that's really cool. But we're going to dive into it, guys, by saying what's up to everybody. As usual, always appreciate the early people that's on here. By the way, if you tuned in, you know the deal. You got to hit that thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm on YouTube, and you all know that YouTube is pretty challenging. All right, just pulling that up right now. There we go. We have Sasongs in the building. I know he released a new video this week where he talked about his dislike on his BMW S1000RR, but I think he kind of cheaped out on it. He didn't really say anything super negative or anything like that. Remind me of one of my videos I did when I did on the Monster. I was like, yeah, I didn't like this, and it was kind of soft, more of a softball, but still a very good video to check out. I think he only has 4,000 miles on his bike, and he kind of started highlighting certain things. So that's kind of cool. We have Solo Rider. By the way, really cool. I wanted to give a shout out to Fastlane D for grabbing his first Ducati Panigale V4 SB2, the new joint, and Solo Rider was in his meetup, him and Tool Twansy, I think that was there also. So really cool to kind of talk about his experience, about being in a group ride with a lot of fast people that does SmackDown. So that was very interesting. It was almost like a recap to when I went to one of these events and spoke about it. So very interesting for that. Also, we have Wifey's always in the building showing love. Let's see what you got. Next Bikes event. Sasong and Mike have to make it. You guys were missed. Yeah, man, I'm definitely going to be going out to a lot more events. I just want to be in a place where I have my trailer, or I don't know if I'm going to do trailer. If you guys know me, I'm doing the whole van thing. I want to make sure I have that. So that way I could kind of bring clothing and different bikes with me. I want to bring 2 bikes at all times. So hopefully that's in the card in the future. And let's see what else. We have Cha-Chong. Hopefully, Cha-Chong Jeremy. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Every time I say it, I feel like I might be saying it. Tool Twansy's in the building. Family, what's poppin'? Salute. Twansy. Of course, A's going to be like, it's Twansy. Say it right. Governor D Nice, always great to have him on, man. Always great to see him on the stream as well. Hopefully everything is good with you guys, man. Everything's been going really well. Very excited to getting back to my wheelie practice. I'm not going to be doing it anymore with my riding sneakers, even though I know it's very comfortable and I've made a lot of improvements with it. But I think that kind of set me back when I did hurt my my ankle. If I was wearing the actual boots, that would have been just fine. But everything's all good now. Both my foot are good, except I hated the fact that it took me out the game. So now I'm wearing riding boots. If Anna's going to the market, I'm wearing them. I'm driving with them. I'm just doing everything with them because I want to break them in so they're nice and loose, and I can actuate my feet really freely. So you're going to be seeing some pretty wacky stories of me in motorcycle off-roading boots while either in a supermarket or in something crazy. So heads up. Very excited, though, to get back to practicing again. The BMW bike is almost perfect. Almost too perfect, I'd say. All right, guys. So let's bring on ThatGuyKelz. That way we can start up our chat. Very excited to talk with him because I do have a lot of questions when we're talking about going live on. Oh, you have your phone lock on horizontally, actually, because you're like this. I could see it. He's unlocking his phone where he's vertical. Good stuff. By the way, guys, this was one of the days where I was just kind of chilling mad hard at home, and I'm like, I don't know if I should stream today, but it's funny. I always have that feeling midday, you know, when you're off on a Sunday, you're chilling, you're hanging back, and it just feels good. We both Anna and I were sitting down watching mafia movies and stuff, like movie marathon, and I'm like, I wonder if I should stream tonight. And there's always this feeling of, yeah, it'd be good to kind of skip a day, but I know the feeling of regret that I would have after hitting 8 o'clock and I did not do it. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, cool. Let's bring Kelz on, man. All right, sir, what's good? Hold on, your audio's off. Give me a second. I can't hear you. Hold on, try that. Try it again. Earlier it was working fine. Did you change anything, maybe? I'm having that good old tea and lemon, I think, or lime. I don't know. Trying to beat this cold for real, man. Jesus. I feel like I'm coming off one thing to the other, from one thing to another. Not really. I'm pretty much exaggerating. I love how you're like not touching it. How about now? Go ahead. No, still nothing. You could try unplugging your headphones, see if that worked, maybe. Because earlier it was working fine. That's totally me, by the way. I waited like last minute to kind of send the invite and have us rolling. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like your audio should be coming in. Go ahead, try now.
Good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
All right, fine. I bet.
What's good, man?
Guys? It's your boy Kelz in the building finally.
Glad to have you on, man. It's been a long time coming, to be honest, man. By the way, guys, for you guys that don't know, Kelz is out of New York, guys. And he's pretty... I don't like to say lit, but he's on his way via TikTok. Man, he's crushing these videos, these short little clips of... the best way to explain it is like watching... It's like watching Grand Theft Auto almost. How about now?
Still good?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Kelz.
All right.
The big man
Good?
better. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Just making sure. Technical difficulties right now, guys. Bear with us.
It's all good. How about go ahead now, Kelz?
Yeah. Mic check.
Yeah, we're good.
Good? Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, like I was explaining a little bit earlier, the best way to kind of explain your videos is almost like GTA. Watching a GTA character on a motorcycle, I think that's probably the best way to explain it. Short little clips, very cool, a lot of remixing and stuff like that, but just walk us through some of those things and how you kind of do them, and I'd say you putting them online.
Honestly, I do have an app there called Kind Master, something like that. What I do is mount the 360 on the back of the bike, and then just go for a ride. After that, I'll just see what I could get out of it, pretty much. If I could throw in an extra clip here and there, then I'll do so. I'll take inspiration from other people's video as well, put it as my own, and then just post it. It's pretty simple stuff, but, you know, it gets the job done.
I think a lot of people tend to interpret them as very simple. Even somebody like myself, I think in the beginning I would be like, oh, it's TikTok or Instagram. It's simple. I think there's a point you get to. It doesn't feel simple anymore because it becomes a lot of work. Just really keeping up, because I've noticed with like algorithm wise, you have to kind of continuously do it. Where to the point, I know people are doing it once every other day, a few times a week. To now, I'm seeing people doing like 3 times in one day.
Yeah. When I first started, I think I was just doing a video on a daily basis. I could use one video and remix it for at least a good whole week or so, depending on it. But I was posting pretty much on a daily basis. But it was crazy. Like my third video, it already had like 70,000 views. I forget how much likes. And that's just the third video. And it was just a simple me writing and somebody recording me. So
when you say remix, what do you mean?
So pretty much when I'm remixing things, it's more because there's times where I do see other people like posting whatever. Let's say the video that I just posted a couple of days ago, I think today. I'll just use whatever they do and then put a funny twist to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's one video about me running from the cops, and it was a Nacho Libre answer to it. Like he actually answered me answer. If I ran from the cops or anything, but I don't run from the cops. Do not run from the cops, kids.
See, it's not as simple as everybody tend to portray. Like, you know, like you said, even if it's, because when you said remix, I was thinking to myself, oh my God, no wonder when I'm on Instagram, you see like a bunch of multiple clips, you hear the same song playing over and over. When you said remix, I'm thinking that you might have been referring to that. But yours is slightly different where you're mixing it. But it does take time, so you have to find that clip with like Nacho Libre, right? To put on there.
Yeah.
Or is it like on the app already, you can kind of grab and cut and splice it?
No, I actually screen record that clip. Then I'll just edit it to whatever I need. And then from there, I'll blow it up and then that's it.
See, that'll becomes work, man. Oh my God. See, it's not as easy.
I know. I know.
It is not a, see, you come off like, man, it's like, yeah, man, I just shoot some clips with my 360. It gets more intense, because I think as you do more and more of it, to keep it challenging, keeping it fun, you have to find clips. You might have to find, like, for example, there was like Joe Pesci, certain scenes. I thought, it'd be kind of cool to kind of splice it, but you would have to find that and cut it. That's a lot of work, man.
But once you get used to it, it's like second nature. It gets that way after a certain time. Right now, you know, I'm handling it pretty well. I cross promote it between Instagram and TikTok, so I've been doing fine.
And you upload the same thing onto TikTok and Instagram, right?
Yes.
So I've noticed a common trend too, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They're just all flowing the same piece of content. I've noticed that people are doing that now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, might as well. They have shorts everywhere.
I know you dip your toe in the YouTube space before a little bit. So what's your take on that? What you doing YouTube? Don't make that face, man. You gonna get me discouraged, man. Don't do it.
Nah, you're great. You're Mike. Everybody knows who Mike is.
Nah, don't say that.
When it comes to me, is like I can't talk to myself and keep talking to myself under the helmet and just keep steady that conversation or that topic. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. So I stopped. I want to say like maybe 20 videos in.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think anybody start great doing that. By the way, it's not like one of those things like everyone starts and like get really good at. I think there's a slight slope. You know, whether it's 3 videos in, 4 videos in, and you start seeing yourself and learning how to project. Because there's like, I've said this before. This is you talking in real life, right? And this is you on video, right? For you to kind of get that exact level, you can't be here. It's going to sound really weird. And if you're up here, you're going to sound really overtly excited, and I think it's gonna be very apparent. Most people are like, "Oh, this person's kind of fake." There's like a small level of projection right in between, where you don't sound crazy, but it sounds real on camera. But it's not you for real. I think there's a lot of people don't talk about that. So,
give me all the tips that I need, man. I need it.
Me? I don't think you need tips. By the way, he's wearing his famous hoodie, man. He's a big anime guy. If you see most of his clips, he has the patch in the back.
I'm trying to get that on my own leather, something. Customize it kind of way.
I think you can get that on.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm working on things.
Yeah, man, I don't think you should give up on YouTube, man. YouTube is a little bit more challenging, but definitely I think the rewards are worth the challenge. I don't know if there's a means that you get paid in TikTok, right? Or I know Instagram pays now, right? I'm correct. I think they pay people. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
I'm old, man, so I can't keep up with all this, man, anymore.
So does Facebook, FYI. They do pay.
Well, Facebook and Instagram the same, right? They're together. You would have to make your account through that to get paid.
But for whatever reason, I'm getting paid on Facebook, but not on Instagram.
I think it's the same. I think that's the account. Either way, if you're getting paid, it's going to be through Facebook. I think they're the main part, but I think it's really cool. Not to go into exact numbers or anything like that. Do you think it's worth doing all the clips and stuff like that? What would you say a return? Do they do like once a month? Because YouTube pays like once a month.
So does Facebook.
Okay.
I do want to say, from what I noticed, every 1,000 views is like $1.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it is. As long as you're getting the views, you should be good.
But how do they actually specify how they pay people? Because they don't play ads on Instagram. Well, there are ads. Is it based on the people that's watching it, or just the amount of views? That's what I don't fully comprehend regarding how the Instagram pay. I know bigger celebrities that does post, they get paid per post. That's a whole different way. But this is more like YouTube view based and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's by views. Everything's by views. What about just to get in?
What about TikTok?
So just to get in, to get paid. Oh, I don't know. I'm not getting paid from them.
Okay. So
I'm not getting paid from them.
Walk us through Facebook. How does that work? Because there are criteria. Basically on YouTube, same thing too. You have to, I think I have 4,000 views, 1,000 followers, and then you get monetized. But YouTube stuff is a little bit more complicated because the way they pay is very different. Range from creator to creator, the kind of content you do.
Yeah.
If it's something that's suitable for everyone, you might have higher CPM. It's very different the way they do it on YouTube based on what crowd you're doing stuff for. So how's yours?
Facebook itself?
Mm-hmm.
For Facebook, to get it in it, you have to make 3 to 5 videos, have to be 18 and over, and have 500,000 views just to get it.
Okay.
So now once you're in, like I said, every 1,000 views is like $1, I want to say. So if you're not getting like millions of views, you're really not gonna get much. So right now, since I'm just doing it for fun, like I don't care. But if I do get up there, then I'll take it more serious.
But it could be like a good passive though. Let's say if you're working, you're doing your thing, and then every now and then you'll get a bit of money from videos you're randomly posting because just for, like you said, if it's just for fun, right? So that can't hurt neither.
No, of course not. I'll pay a little bills here and there, electric bill, whatever the case is, phone bill.
Yeah, man. I think it's wild, man. Just seeing how TikTok is blowing up. I think a lot of people are just. I mean, granted, I don't know too much about it, but I know this. I know that outside of you, there's another guy named Adobo. He was trying YouTube too, and I think he was struggling with it and it wasn't working out well. And he moved to TikTok and he was doing very well with that too. But I don't know if there's any kind of means of him like getting paid for it or anything like that. But he does semi-motorcycle content, and then he does like electric Sauron e-bike stuff. So he's just pushing a lot of that stuff, and he kind of put it on all the platforms. It's pretty much all the same, but across everything.
Okay. Yeah. When it comes to TikTok, honestly, just make an account, look at all the videos. If it's just motorcycle stuff, then do that. You're not gonna dance. I know that's what you were worried about, but you're not gonna dance. You're gonna do your thing. Clutch first stuff. Just post it there, and you'll be fine. You could cross what you call it, cross promote everything.
But you know what? One cool thing I'm finding. I think before I was probably a little bit more closed-minded about doing videos. Like for example, I was pretty reserved about YouTube Shorts, and now I do them often. What it ended up doing for me, I think, on a good note, it really, because I'm one of those people that's kind of stuck on like trying to do like quality and trying to do a whole production, which is good and bad, especially for me. I think it's good and bad. In terms of doing motivation videos, no, that's perfectly fine because that's a whole different thing. But it's really taught me to think in a very confined space, to do a concept, an idea in a very short period of time and make it fun or entertaining and can capture people. So I think it definitely takes a big amount of skill. I mean, at first I was like, nah, I don't know if I'm going to do shorts. Granted, I don't like what it did to my channel. You kind of split between shorts and full videos. It's pretty messy if you go under videos, but I've broken them down to playlists to make it neater. But now that I'm doing somewhat similar, I feel like it definitely takes, you know, a solid set of skill level to make people to watch you for like 60 seconds.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think they're doing a great job anyway.
I don't know about
what
that.
I would recommend is just getting those. I'll get those shorts and just put it in TikTok, and you'll be fine.
You think so?
I promise you that. Yeah, I promise you that. All it's gonna do is get you more traction for your YouTube channel, whatever you want to promote more.
I used to do that on Facebook often. Like I would cross promote stuff. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's from this YouTube school that I'm from. Like in the time, I think with like the chases and the beginning of 650 Eve and all that stuff. Yeah. I just think anytime I post stuff on Facebook, people just like interpret it as if it's spam. Because I'm not on Facebook like really talking to people. So I just post like, hey, I got this going on. So that's the thing.
I think they changed it up a little bit, I want to say. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to go offline on this one, but there's like a create button now where you could just, it's like Instagram. You just post it there and it'll be in a different area versus in your families and friends. So now everybody else will see it versus your family.
Wait, isn't it like a fan page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I've had that too. Mine, I think mine's like 4,000 people on there. I think that's what it said, but I stopped with same thing too with my Instagram. Not that I stopped, it's just, I don't know, man. I think I was mentioning this to you a little bit earlier before we got on the stream of how between the YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I feel like I was getting to a point where it's like, I don't know if I'm doing all of them, how much I'll be able to do anymore. That's what was happening.
Oh, okay. But like I said, to minimize that stuff, link your Instagram and Facebook, and then obviously for TikTok, you could have to do that separate. So get yourself an assistant.
I think that might have to happen. Anyway. Huh?
I say you're up there.
Man, stop playing. I'm still here. I'm still grinding.
A couple of dollars and you're good. Come on, Tony Starks, we got you.
Oh my!
you got that.
I'm not that guy. This is not the drones you're looking for. But yeah,
I think you can do it, man.
Yeah, I think I might have to try, man. It's just, you know what it is. I think I'm at this thing with YouTube. It's like I can't walk away from it because I can't be one of those. There's so many people that got defeated by YouTube, and I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to look back and be like, damn, I walk away from it. I can't.
Yeah.
And not to say that I haven't found any success. I'm not gonna say that at all. I'm doing okay on that front. I'm just saying
that I want, like, let's just say I just want to move the barometer where I'm at. I want to make sure I go further and just keep on challenging things and making things different. Where I struggle, which I mentioned this, I think pretty much every stream, it's like, and I finally kind of wrap my head around it too with like YouTube. Like you have to kind of follow the waves, the trends a little bit. And it's one of those things like when I'm on YouTube, sorry, Instagram, and I would scroll through clips and you'd be seeing so many of the same thing, but it'd be like a car version, a motorcycle version, a girl version, a dancing version. And it's like, oh my God, dude. I'm trying to fight the system, which is bad.
Yeah, no, you can't. You cannot fight the system.
I can't fight the system.
You have to join it sometimes. See if it works for you. Just to see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then do whatever you want. At the end of the day, you're still gonna be clutch first to us.
I think Covert Mecha mentioned the same thing too. He was like, you just gotta do it, man. Just do it for now. But the thing is, you know what it is? Yeah. My ultimate goal is really to kind of get to basically do what I really want to do. At least get to the point where I could really want to. You know who does that? I think Campisi does that well. I don't know if you ever seen any of his videos.
Okay.
I think he got to a point where he's very comfortable. Whether he's uploading his new car, he's loading his bike, or he's doing something else, people just watch. And I think that's the most difficult thing to do. But once you get there, it is really, really good. Because I want to do, like, I'm sure you've heard of Mr. Beast and stuff. Like, he does all kind of stuff. It's not just one thing.
Yeah.
But then it's different, man. You know, it's white suburb kid that I think is just kind of more inspirational to people. So it's different. His market is like the whole United States and the world. So it's very different.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100% on that one. But you still have a 650E, which he's doing phenomenal. Follow some type of footsteps there. Take advice, just like Covert Mecha said. Just try it. Winter is coming. What you're gonna do? You're not gonna ride, so might as well just take advantage of the winter.
I'm riding. At this point, I'm riding this winter.
Oh, you ride it? Oh, now you ride it.
I'm not riding. I'm not riding. I'm gonna mess around with the dirt bike though when it snows, but I'm not gonna be riding like that. I didn't mean like, yeah, he's riding for real. No. That's the whole point of that little bike, just to kind of to mess around. And it's one of the most freeing thing, to be honest, having that little bike. I mean, every time I take it out, and I do certain things with it, and I drop it on the floor, and it's like, I mean, I can't say it that way because not everybody has like a free flowing budget where they could dump $5,000 and not really care about it too much. Not that I'm being like a dick about it. That's not what I'm saying at all, guys. I'm just saying if you have something where it's not very expensive. No, what I'm just saying, let's say when you don't, it's very freeing, man. Like when I go out and I practice wheelies on it, and looped it, broke the fairing, dude. I've let it go. It went across on the field and dumped on the floor, and I go back and I just lift it. It's a very freeing feeling, and it's like you don't have to worry about it. And I think it's something everybody has to experience, especially if you have nice bikes, I think.
Yeah, I think I want to get a Grom or something, just to learn how to wheelie, just like you're doing. Something I could just throw around, put a cage, and I'll be good.
I thought of getting that too because they're in the same price range. The problem is when I did the math. I'm a math guy, of course. I did the math. If you dump a Grom, fairing's more expensive. I did look at all the fairing's more expensive, headlights more expensive on those. A dirt bike, all plastic, replaceable. There's nothing major for you to replace. And a dirt bike's easier to learn how to wheelie on than the Grom. The Grom's a little bit heavier, requires a little bit more, and I think it's going to cost you more. So even though the entry price point is going to be the same, and then you don't need a cage on the dirt bike. So it's cheaper entry price point, and then you can learn with it and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool to actually do it, man. But you get a little stupid. Like I said, I almost broke this because I was doing like a rolling burnout, and I locked the front and I went over the handlebar. I mean, I was running all gear, so it was fine. But again, it's one of those things when you're doing it, you don't feel any kind of guilt or anything like that. So it's kind of cool. Oh yeah.
What was your first bike?
My first bike, dirt bike, man. I'm going back to it, and I'm riding in Harlem.
Oh, okay.
That's a dirty question you just asked me, man. So By the way, guys, both Kelz and I are both from Harlem, by the way.
Yeah. No, because the first video that I remember seeing was the Ducati.
Mm-hmm. So that's where I started doing my videos with the Ducati, though. I never did videos with any other motorcycles. So I thought to myself, initially I wanted to do my channel where I wanted to show people, hey, you could buy a Ducati and not worry about the cost of it too much, because you could do a lot of the work on your own, and not having to worry about the overall cost unless you're doing the valves and stuff like that. That was my initial idea behind that bike, and to kind of ride through New York. And I don't know if it worked or if it didn't work. I think maybe I bought this bike out of passion because I like the naked bike. I think it was always a very city-like, your New York City naked bike. It's kind of like in the village and all that. So it was like the perfect bike for me. And in that time, that was like the R6 era. Everyone had an R6 and stuff, which I probably should have just bought an R6. That would have just blew me up instead. Keep telling you, man.
Hey, you never know. Missed opportunities, man. You got to stop it.
You know what it is? I don't like to follow trends.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a hardhead, man.
I'll give you that.
Huh?
But at the same time, the trend is what's gonna elevate you a little bit, in a sense. Just a little bit. Don't go too crazy if you don't want to do it. But I'll say just try it. Try it before think about it.
I'm changing it. I'm not fighting the system. I'm changing it. I'm still going to kind of keep what I like and really kind of blend a lot of it with what's going on, which is what I'm trying to do now anyway, really. Because if you notice, I think a lot of really big content creators, they get some of the latest things, what's current, what's getting a lot of hits. By the way, guys, he actually have two motorcycles. He has a ZX6R, which is your dedicated track bike, right?
Yes.
And then you have the R1.
I have that for the track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that for the track, but I could ride around since it has the regular fairing still.
So what do you say? That's gonna be a dumb question. I already know which one's your favorite out the two.
I mean 636, is my first love. But the R1 is just a different type of love.
By the way, I think if you pull that bike on YouTube, you're gonna do very well, because anything R1 on YouTube is a win. For some strange reason, it's like I'm not saying it's an R6, but I'm saying it's the new R6 of YouTube, I think. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do at least 2 videos before I leave Florida.
Do it, man. You got to come back on YouTube, man. I like what you were doing on YouTube. I didn't find any issues with it. I thought it was kind of cool, but YouTube is super challenging sometimes. It can feel like you're working so hard and you're getting so little back. That's what's hard about it, I think. And that's it makes it very easy to feel defeated. Yeah.
No, I was defeated a long time ago.
Oh, my God. You're wild.
Very defeated, man. I don't know. To me, it takes, since I'm an introvert, maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe. But to talk to myself under the helmet, I can't do it. Tried it. At least I tried.
Well, you're doing some kind of version of it, though, on Instagram and TikTok. Somewhat similar. It's more like playful,
Yeah, but I'm not really talking, though. That's the thing. I mean, I could do a point and shoot. That's fine. But, at a certain point, it's like you have to give YouTube more, the audience more. So,
yeah,
I think.
What about comfort-wise on your R1? Because Sasong had an R1 prior, and that was one of the bikes that I've been looking at. Actually, to be honest, the only reason I was looking at that bike, I wanted to get a YouTube motorcycle.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys know, but I did have the 1199, and I hated that bike. Hated it. I was so.
It looked good though.
No, it was beautiful. I never had an ugly looking bike. I could say that much. But
I'll give you that.
Something about that bike, I did not like it. On the straights, it was unstable. I guess because it's light, and I'm not used to like the Ducati power. but on straights I didn't like it. On curves, and that's all. What is there left? Wheelies? I don't do that.
You know, that's an interesting thing you brought up. Actually, I've always wanted to know because you bought that bike within 3 months. You got rid of it, or is it 3 or 2 months? You got rid of it fast.
The same year. I forget how long.
Was it a year?
Yeah.
I felt like it came and gone. It was completely all black, and you had the gold wheels. And the bike was
gold wheel.
Yeah, it's like $12.99. Maybe it's possible you weren't used to it because it is very slim, very light. Dang, you know what it is? Kind of weird. You know what? You might as well walk us through that.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it? Or is it because you're so used to inline 4 engines of?
Because I rode it's still 2 different Ducatis, honestly, from the 1199 to the V4. I rode his V4 and I was fine, like regular. But when it comes to 1199, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it and like give you guys an answer, but I was just uncomfortable with the bike.
Yeah, but you know the difference is
and
if you ever go from a V4, like an inline 4 to a V4, I think that's an easier transition. The power delivery and the power curve is very different. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is very different. I think for example, when you get on a V4, I'm trying to think of an easy way to explain this because I know what you're talking about. Because, for example, if you ride the Hyper, the feeling is extremely different from the Street Fighter, right? Or the V4 engine of it. The power is like almost like an inline 4, really really fast and smooth on your typical L or V-shaped engine or with the Ducati joint. It's very different, very choppy, a lot of torque, very fast and very light. I think if someone's not accustomed to it, they might not like it. I'm finding that a lot of people tend to either love it or not like it in the beginning.
Okay. I was the ones that did not love it. I was gonna actually ride my friend's 1199 and see like if it's the same, or maybe the person that I bought it from, he probably didn't maintain it well. And I'm not good. I'm not a rancher, so I do not work on my bikes at all, for the most part.
Well, it's possible that that's a possibility. Maybe it wasn't maintained well. Maybe it wasn't tuned. Because I'm finding a lot of Ducatis, if they're not like set up, or at least either do the sprocket or something like that, it gets very choppy. Especially, I mean, most people that are seasoned riders, they get used to it, or because they don't like going slow neither. That's the very first thing. If you get any like L twin, 90-degree Ducati, you have to kind of be on it, like 4,000 RPM and up. Nothing slower. It's going to be very choppy. It's like getting used to it. Or it wasn't tuned. That's another one of those things, for example. So who knows, man? But you did like the V4.
Yeah, I was fine. I rode my boy's V4R. I was fine with that. And then my other friend, he lent me his V4. Rode that.
You like that?
Fine. Yes, they were fine to me. But when he lent me the Aprilia, that was a beast.
That bike's beautiful. It sounds amazing. Yeah. The only downside, I think, if you're a tall person, it's not the bike for you.
Nah, I was short and I had a tippy toe.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Okay, I remember you being taller than I am because I'm 5'8".
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tippy toe. But once you're on the go with that bike, oh my God, loved it.
I'll tell you, that's the one bike I think that gives Ducati a run for its money the way it sounds. 100%.
For sure. With that Kropovich headers and SE Project, forget it.
All right, so here's a biased one. Your R1 V4 and the Ducati. The Ducati V4 is different though. I don't like to kind of compare it because I feel like it's a fake sound. At least with my Street Fighter, I think it's a fake sound. When you're at low RPMs or if you're riding it through the street, they're gonna make you feel like it sounds like an L twin Ducati. As soon as you start hitting 6,000 RPM, it sounds very MotoGP-ish. Like bah, 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 very much like that. If you ever watch any MotoGP, it sounds like a MotoGP engine. And I think
It took me a while to actually like that. I mean, I like it in races if I'm seeing MotoGP.
Yeah.
But as a street bike, I had to kind of, I don't know. It didn't sound very grunty all the way through because after a certain amount of RPMs, when you start going 6,000, 7, it sounds different with all the cylinders open. So which one? Don't be biased neither.
Between which ones?
R1, the Aprilia, and the Ducati. Those are the two. Those are the three distinct sounds. Well, I guess you could put Triumph in there. The triple engine does have a unique sound too.
Yeah, you could take the Triumph out. That one out.
Damn.
Between the three, though. Between the three, if I had the money, I'll go over Aprilia.
Aprilia. Yo, you were loving that V4R though. When you were posting that online, I'm like, yo, he's gonna buy one. He's gonna get one because when you got the 1299, I'm like, yo, there's a good chance because you was like, I'm shopping around, I'm going out of state to see what I could find as a deal. I thought you were gonna come back with a V4.
I did the 1199, and after that, like I guess it left a bad taste on my mouth with the Ducati. So that's why I went with the R1. I think a lot of people thought I was gonna get a ZX10.
Nah, I'm not a used ZX10 guy though. I do like the new colorway. I think Eve has that green, gold, black, and red. That color is really cool. The new ZX10 looks unfinished to me, like the plain black one or plain green. It looks like they didn't finish the bike. That's just a personal thing, design-wise. I think they're looking for a distinct look, but it just...
Not this.
Right?
I agree.
The bike looks unfinished.
I feel like the front has a lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is fast, though. It is fast.
And there's a lot slimmer than the old model. When you sit on it,
yeah,
it's a lot slimmer in the front.
I can see that. But that colorway is really cool. Is it the limited edition with the green, red, and gold? That was really, really cool. But you're really hunched over on it. The bike is really, really fast. I think, you're already hitting like triple digit at second gear. I mean, it was tuned when I rode Eve's bike, but that bike's really, really nuts. So, I don't know. I don't see you on a ZX, man. I think you're a Yamaha guy forever. That's for sure.
I need to switch.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No going back. I mean, I still have my 636, so love is still there.
Yo, by the way, I know you had a crash on the FDR on the ZX6R, right? Was it the ZX6R? Not the green one. It was the black one you had. Yeah, you had a black one. You had two of them.
Both black. Yeah.
No, the other one you have is green, the one that you do track on.
No, but that one was black. I crashed on that one.
Yo, he had the wildest crash, by the way, on that bike. When I saw that, I was like, yo, I watched that video, and I'm like, the only reason I think you crashed. You know what? Let me let you talk about it, and then I'll tell you why I think you crashed. Okay, you go.
So I was in the FDR, the last exit to the Heights, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some dude just come from the far left lane into my lane. I messed up and looked at him. And when I looked forward, I was riding with my boy. My front tire was literally in the back of his tire, inches. And then from there, me and the ground became best friends.
Yo, I watched that clip. I'm like, oh my God. I think the only reason that you panic, because you panic brake, I think, at least for me watching it, is because the V4R was in front of you. You're like, shit, I cannot crash it. Yes, you see, I knew it. I watched that clip over and over again. And I was like, yo, because I watch people's stuff just to be like, okay, I got to make sure something like this don't happen to me, or at least learn from your mistake or whatever. I'm like, it wasn't because of the car that happened. He was just really trying hard not to rear end the V4R. And the front, you locked the front and just slammed. Yo, you slid and nothing happened. You got right. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Dude, I remember like it was yesterday because when I landed, I guess, stomach to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of Ninja Turtle trick that I did, but I know I flipped to my feet, started running. But, you know, since I was going pretty fast, I fell again. I rolled, tried to get back up to my feet, and then continue running. And then after that, last roll, and then I was good. But I hurt myself a little bit.
That was wild, because I think right after that, that was like a big turning point, though. I think after that happened, I think you stopped riding the street for a bit. You weren't riding street as much anymore. You were mainly like doing track.
Yeah.
And just riding in the track and
stuff,
right?
I don't ride in New York. Every accident that I had was in New York.
Yeah, it's super congested though, but it does take a nice amount of skill to ride out here and get used to it. It's an art in itself, not just like skillful riding, like you know, cornering or riding fast. Just being able to read everyone while you're on the road, it's a little nuts. But right after that happened to you, you stopped riding street, and I think it was months before I saw you had the bike actually in the street. Before that, you were just mainly like, oh, I'm just gonna do track mainly, and I think you did a couple of months on the track, just like refining everything, right?
Yeah.
Because when you came back, you were riding really differently. Yeah. I could tell all. That's so funny. Like when you're watching someone, you could see all of the small. Dude, you know, I love motorcycles, and I love kind of like watching everything and just like really analyzing it. You could see, you riding here, like before the crash. This is you, like right here, right? When after the crash, you just kind of like retire for a small bit, and then you start doing track. Right after that, you were like right here now, when you rode. It's very, very different. Even though you're holding the handlebars were different. You know, the looseness, everything. It was cool seeing that. That is just like the build up. So that's I don't know if anybody noticed these small things, but to me, I spotted it really quick, and I'm like, damn, that's dope. Look at him go, like it's crazy. And since then, nothing has happened, dude. Nothing, right? That's dope, man.
Yeah, those brakes are working great. My foresight is a little bit further.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to predict everybody's move because now it's even worse than back in the days.
That's crazy, man. I think that's really, really dope. And I was nervous for a period of time because I was like, damn, is he not coming back? Because you had the bike, and I think you got the bike back, and you put it wasn't destroyed or anything like that, just light fairing stuff, and your spool got scratched and stuff. And I'm like, damn, is he not coming back? Because I think what happened is in New York, when people crash in New York, I think the chances of them coming back is very slim, because I think the impact's usually it's not a fast crash or anything like that. It's just so much obstacle around. It makes them a lot scarier, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Between the obstacles, mentality, it depends on the person. A lot of people would have never came back or just do straight track. They would have really liked ride in the streets.
I've never been down. I've never been down on the street though. No, well, not street. I mean, like city streets. I've been down the mountains though.
Oh, okay. I've never been down in the mountains. Everybody else around me, yeah.
Yeah, I've been down. I've been down the mountains.
Skeptical of riding. I don't do anything. Just an FYI.
Nah,
I don't like twisted metal, kick them off the bike or anything. But
for me, I think, to be honest, any other time that I've crashed was pretty much my fault, in my opinion. Just either too excited or just, you know, because we would wake up early in the morning. Before I used to ride in like groups and stuff like that a lot. Like wake up early in the morning. I remember one time we went out the night before it rained, so there was a lot of gravel. Went all the way upstate. It was like either 300 miles off and stuff like that, just riding. And I crashed like because it was like a wavy turn, and it's one of the things who I've learned that if I've never been in a place, I'll never ride super aggressive. That is one of my biggest like takeaway. I was riding super aggressive on places I've never been before. I'm riding as if, you know, I know where I'm going. I don't even know the route, but I'm attacking every corner and saying, you know, going to the outside of the apex, to the inside. I mean, I had this whole thing in my head all the time on how, you know, when you're riding, you approach every corner, you know. It's like, if you want to hit it just right, you slow down right before you're on the outside, right? Slow down right before you're on the outside. You just
dip in, and then throttle out right after out the apex. So you know what I mean? It's like and I'm like doing that all the time. I would do that even when I'm not riding. Like, when you're in bed, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Because it becomes like routine in your head. You know what I mean? Because you're practicing it all the time. So that I was one of those. I guess I'm probably one of those riders, but I do less of that stuff now because I guess maybe I'm just chicken shit or I'm getting old or something like that. But I was telling a good friend of mine yesterday, we spoke on the phone. I was like, I think the repercussions now to me are more apparent now. I guess because I think about them now. It's like before I didn't think of the repercussion. I'm like, I'm just doing shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's how you just gotta do shit. But I think you'd be great at the track, just because you saying what you just said about me crashing and how I pretty much got back up and started riding different.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in the track, you literally had to know what the person does in a way. Yeah. Where's their weak point, stuff like that. So I think you'll be great at the track. I need to take it to the track.
I definitely gotta go, man. I definitely have to go. But it's just, the thing is for me, it's just this whole van thing is just driving me insane. I always talk about it every stream. That's like my dream now. It's like my dream car is a fucking van. Could you imagine that? I want to have a van, load my bikes, and just, I don't like to be a burden to people. I don't need to be like, hey, can I borrow your car? Or I got to get a tow. I just want to load my bikes and then just have one that's all taped up all the time for that, and then just go and just not be a problem and stay there for 3 days. Because if you're traveling 5 to 6 hours out of New York, I'd rather stay for the weekend and just hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
So.
100%. Because if you go and come back and do the track, you're gonna be tired. Because I did that one time. Never again.
And I also think in order for you to get real value doing track, you have to invest into it. You can't just do it once. Let's say for the summer, you should be doing it every other weekend, I think. If you set a budget aside and you just always do it, because I think you start liking. Because, for example, when you started doing track, that became your thing. I think when you do your street riding, you're just kind of coasting and stuff like that, more playful videos. After that accident, your real riding is when you're doing track. I've noticed that even when you on all your posts too. Yeah,
not for sure, 100%. But like I said, I don't ride in the city at all. I'll go to Jersey, to Long Island. Other than that, or Bear Mountain.
Yeah. Have you ever been to
city? Me in the city?
No, you don't do New York City anymore. I don't ride as much there anymore neither, man. Not that if I'm riding around and going out to eat and stuff, yes. Before I used to shoot videos there specifically, I would kind of do it. I just don't do it anymore as much. Oh, yeah. Maybe because I got bored. That's probably one thing. Also, I don't want to get any tickets and stuff because I feel like my bikes are really loud. Yeah, I don't want to get any of those tickets, man. They seem to be complicated. Where for the sound, because I would have to completely take my bike apart to put the exhaust back on. I have all the exhaust, but I'm not doing that. It's just a lot of work, and it seems like they're charging you a lot of money for sound tickets, right? Like $1,500.
I think so.
Yeah, I
think the first one is maybe 1,000 or 800, something like that, something ridiculous.
Yeah,
but I've never gotten stopped because of the sound.
I've seen the vibration readers though in Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they just send you a ticket. It's almost like those red light tickets that they just automated sent to you. Yeah, I've seen those posted up. So that might be a thing that's coming up. Have you ever been to babe? What's by the beach? By the beach area. What's that area? Huh? By the beach area. What's that road? Ocean Parkway, yeah. Have you ridden up there?
I don't think so. Because the most I'll do is from my house to the Kawasaki dealership.
Okay. You have to hit Ocean Parkway. You know what? The LIE is nice too, but they have troopers there. But when the weather's nice, go on Ocean Parkway.
Okay.
Crazy. You get all the way down to the beach. There. You might hit the Needle. On your way back, The sweepers are crazy.
Oh, you know what? I actually did with my boy. Yeah, I've been there. There was a trooper there too.
I don't think they follow you though. They're not gonna follow because they
No.
They're in like a little dirt area. Right after a couple of sweepers, you'll see them, right? A little dirt area, and then from there, it's all sweepers. That little area is really nice. Every now and then, I would take the Street Fighter. Like, when I really want to ride fast, I would do the Street Fighter there in that little area. And not as much anywhere else. Or if I would go, like, Bear Mountain or something like that. But, dude, I'm jinxed with Bear Mountain, man. I got enough ticket at that place for me to stop going, for sure.
In Bear Mountain tickets? I think I only got one, but that was because of my boy.
I got a ticket. I got a couple of tickets there because we were in a group, and I'm thinking everyone was pulling over. That was before we were putting like intercoms on and stuff like that, and because they can't catch up to you. The trooper cars can't catch up in these twisties anyway.
Yeah.
And a friend pulled over, and I pulled over, and when I looked back, I was like, oh fuck. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be really nice. They're gonna let us go. Nah, man, they raped us with tickets, boy. Because they collect money for the town. The tickets go to the town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
So
it is what it is, man. Yeah, you got to run. No, don't do it.
Don't do it, guys. Don't. We don't condone that.
Don't do it.
DB killer just be fix that, Mike. Instead. Now, I mean, my bike doesn't have DB killers. The SC on the Hyper straight, on the Monster straight, the Monster's pretty loud. The Hyper's really loud. And the Street Fighter doesn't have a DB killer. It's a semi 2-in-1 system. From mid pipe and on, there's no DB killer in them either. That's the good life of having SE Project, man. You're just loud all the time and obnoxious.
Yeah.
I think that guy getting
robbed. I loved it in my ZX.
Dude, your ZX was so loud. I rode with Kelz before. We're going to Bear Mountain. We're scouting for NEMM. Oh my god, dude! I had to not ride behind him. That's how bad it was. It was droning so, and I was wearing earplugs. I remember that day. I said, "Yo, do you wear earplugs?" He was like, "Nah." I was like, "Man, you're not gonna hear shit for the rest of your life, man." I was behind you, and I had earplugs on. All I heard was. The whole time I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta pass him, fuck!" I was like dying back there, but it did sound good. I'm just saying it was just loud nonstop. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, I purposely did that. I purposely bought it to SC just for that, just to be loud.
Oh my god!
It's funny because where I kept the ZX was like between two buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's out of the elements, but I always keep it covered. Every single morning when I used to ride to work, I always wake up my friend at the time that he needs to wake up. So I was pretty much his alarm clock. He told me that one day. I'm like, really? He was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
So the days that I'm off, I guess he's usually late.
So what do you see yourself getting in the future, man? Outside of the R1?
In the future, I don't know.
We're gonna get
like
you on
Ducati.
I
could get the that Ducati with my boy's V4R and his luck. That Ducati was always at the shop.
Really? You know what's so weird, man? I always hear horror stories with people, and dang, it's kind of hard to say, man. I feel like there's a hit and miss for everybody, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he got hit big time.
And his bike wasn't in the shop often.
Clutch. The dry clutch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually took it for him a couple of times.
Oh, mate. So here's the thing. Here's a good story that we could actually talk about. A lot of people are completely unaware of this. If you buy a Ducati, I know the dry clutch is really cool, very exciting. People like to hear the sound. You have to do the maintenance a lot more. If you're riding in your city, you're going to burn through your clutch a lot more. It's designed for you to be on track to race. If you're riding every day, the reason why I didn't convert my Street Fighter into a dry clutch, which is very cool sounding, or unique. I can't say cool because some people hate it. Yeah. Unique. But you will have to change your clutch basket and your clutch plate often. We're talking about $3,500 plus to do that all the time. So technically it's not a flaw if you're using that bike for the street,
when it's meant for racing.
Yep. And I don't know.
How many times did he have to change his clutch riding in New York City? That's a lot. I know he had to. I've had to do my Monster once.
So I took his bike to the shop twice, and that was just me. I know, I want to say a good maybe 5-6 times.
Just for the clutch?
Within a year.
Wait, just for the clutch?
Just the clutch. Just for the clutch.
It's possible that he's burning through the clutch. It's possible it's user error also. I think a lot of people are unaware of this, by the way, of the dry clutch being completely worn. If you're using it in the street like that, if you do have a dry clutch on a Ducati, just make sure you're on a highway and you're going fast at all times. But if you're riding, really going like from work and back and hanging out with friends, it's not what you need. You basically will go through them very often, and it's like $3,500. With the work being done, maybe like $4,500. Maybe the first time they could probably do it under warranty. Maybe they'll tell you, hey, maybe something went wrong. But if it continues, that's basically you riding the clutch too much.
Yeah. At that point, I told him to sell it. I'm like,
he
just
sold it?
Get the S model. He recently sold it. So he went back to the Aprilia.
Oh wow! All he had to do is just go back to the wet clutch and it'll bathe the clutch into the engine oil, and it granted it'll still burn your clutch, and it depends on how much you're riding the clutch. I think the other thing that happens on a Ducati like that, to basically rock that bike through the city, you're gonna have to two things, right? Let's say you ride. And other people that ride, you have very good. If you're on an inline 4, it's very smooth. The power curve is very smooth. On a Ducati, sometimes you would see people feather the clutch and the throttle to get smoothness. Yeah. Especially if you're in the city. If you're moving very slow, between the two, you can kind of make the bike. I mean, it's like expert level riding. I think you could say, right, at that point, if you feather the clutch and the throttles just enough, the bike will be smooth. Very, very smooth, but you are riding the clutch, and it will wear that. If you do that every day, that's a possibility of wearing that out. But yeah, that's why I didn't convert my bike, and I just kept it wet clutch and just did the clear clutch cover, because I knew I was gonna ride it around and I was gonna do some city riding, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be cool, but $3,000 on a new clutch basket, and also it could wear in on the inside also. Specialty tools to torque it down.
You show me pictures and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a flaw. If you were racing with the bike, you want to do a basket swap, you could pull into your the pit lane and do that within minutes, very quickly. But you have to know what you're getting into, really. I think a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, I want to get the traditional Ducati sound, or it's like with the tambourine, and not knowing that you will go through the clutch very quickly. So there you go. There's a gem for tonight for the people that don't know. So, here's another fun story. Since you guys know I work with motivation, I was like, all right, so what's the plan for the Street Fighter? What do we want to do? And I was like, why don't we do like a dry clutch conversion? It was like, yeah, you could definitely do it, but we will have to change your clutch plate and basket often. So, yeah. And again, they're good people, man. They were down to actually make sure I had that done every single time. So, and I didn't. I would never take advantage, even if it's an opportunity. Yeah, no. But it's one of those things to know. So it's kind of cool.
Clutch first.
Nah, man. Cut it out. I got a long way to go, man. I'm still here grinding, doing my thing, man. Anyway, but I'm glad you're here, man. Always good to have you on. But you got to get back on YouTube, man. What you were doing was I think you had something good going, man. It's just a lot of work.
Nah, for sure, 1,000,000%. Like I said, I'll give you guys at least 2 for this year.
Yeah, or you can drop your shorts on YouTube too.
Yeah,
you could do them as shorts. They're already there, like you said. They're already done. You could just simply just drop them on YouTube, man. I think it's gonna be kind of cool.
No, I've been doing the shorts actually.
Dry clutch.
Yeah.
Moto Supernova mentioned dry clutch sounds like poop. I think a lot of people share that sentiment. See, a clear clutch on a Ducati is a thing of beauty. Sometimes. I remember when I first, I was one of the first people, I think I was doing like YouTube, that did the clear clutch. And everybody was like, you got a washing machine on your thing, because it was spinning. You could see the oil. I was like, your shit is like a washing machine.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's funny. Times. I was going to do that with the 1199, but I said, nah, too much money.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
I mean, I wish I could do it myself. It's a lot cheaper that way. But when it comes to certain things, I really don't.
A lot of the stuff you could do on your own. I think my biggest challenge on working on motorcycles that scares me is torque specs. And that's one of the shout outs that I have to give to Kawasaki, which I love about them. My Ducati books are like this thin. It's like a small little Bible. Everything on a Ducati manual is like, go to the dealership. They'll take care of it. Like on a Kawasaki, they was like, listen, here's the torque spec. This is the best way to tackle it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. They want you to work on their bikes. They want you to understand it. And I like that. So that's kind of cool. But a lot of their stuff is not too complicated. Out of all the bikes I worked on, I think the Hyper is the most complicated bike, which I really hated working on. The Monster is fairly easy to take apart completely. You could do that within a couple of hours. The Street Fighter is really easy to take apart. Very, very easy. Okay. You could do, once you take the battery cap off, everything just kind of pops off. A couple of screws here and there. You take off the tank. There is no frame for the engine, so the engine's connected to the stem that goes into the forks, and then the back comes right off. The bike is like super easy to take apart because the whole bike is the engine. I've taken it apart before I have a video of it completely off. The whole motorcycle is an engine, really. The thing that holds the front forks and the front wheel, man, it's like a little triangle going into the engine. That's it. And then in the back of the engine, that's the subframe. That's it. That's it. You're sitting on a big ass engine. That's it. The whole thing. That's it. Simplest bike I've worked on. Scary as shit though, because I took that apart like maybe 2 months after buying it brand new, and there's nothing that's more nerve-wracking after buying a brand new bike and you take it apart completely. Nobody's done it, so you can't find any reference. You can't ask for help. So I'm just like, slowly, because if you go fast, you fuck out. So that's been interesting.
Yeah.
To this day, I go to dealership. There's like, oh, we've watched your videos to learn how to take off some of our Street Fighters apart because you did it first. I'm like, great. You have no idea how scared I was when I was doing it myself. So that was fun.
They should have gave you a discount.
I've gotten some good deals. I can't even say that. Some people have, and the thing is, I've mentioned this before. The industry is very, very small. You go to a dealership, they know exactly the people at Motivation, or they'll know somebody else in another brand, or Bellissimo or whatever. And next thing you know, you're talking to one person, and they communicate with the owner of that other company. And next thing you know, you're like, and I think I've told the story before when I got my Hyper. It was like one of those things, because this is how long I've been doing the wheelie thing. I was like, I'm just going to get a bike to learn how to practice on wheelie. When I bought the Hyper, I was supposed to be getting a Yamaha 250. I was going to get that bike to practice, and I'm like, I'm going to make it to a supermoto. When I got there, it was like, so the guy that saw me, I didn't say anything. I'm like in sweatpants, just chilling. I'm always like super low key whenever I go anywhere. I don't say anything. And the guy's like, you look familiar. I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe. And I think the general manager was like, hey man, I think I've seen you somewhere. Maybe like a video. I was like, yeah. So, oh yeah, I work with like Motivation or whatever. He was like, oh, I know who and so at this company and stuff like that. Don't worry about this Yamaha. Pick what you want, man. Get something good. We're gonna make it happen. It was one of the coolest experience. I got like super cheap motorcycle, and then I ended up getting the Hyper. Granted, I should have really bought a Panigale at that time, but I didn't. But that was kind of cool. I know, right?
But you know what happened is just that, again, not following the trends. I was like, man, I'm just gonna get whatever I want, and I was very close to getting the Yamaha 250. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get a hyper. After I got the hyper, I rode the bike. I was like, damn, this bike is too nice to just dump around. So I didn't make it like my yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna practice a wheelie on this bike. I'm like, yo, this is really nice. So I was like, yeah. So that's how that was my story with the hyper, and then from there, the Street Fighter. When I wanted the Street Fighter, it was like, just come through and then we'll make that happen. So that was just like that. So my biggest tip for anybody, this stupid motorcycle thing is so small, tiny. I remember I'm like walking through the MotoGP pit lane. People will recognize you very quickly, and they'll know who you work with. So if you fuck one person, it's super small, super small. No, I like that. Yo, my best memory of MotoGP is how you call it? Fast Lane D. I'm like walking through on the I think it was like the Marquez booth or something like that, where you could get like Alpine Star stuff. Yo, he comes running across to give me a hug. First time meeting him, he super cool guy, very down to earth. He's like, yo, what's up, man? What's going on, Mike? Yo, he is hilarious, man. Funny. Good stuff, man. But this industry is really dope, man.
Everybody.
Nah, this industry is really cool, man. I mean, pretty much everybody you meet with, right? You know how it is. You meet everybody, you ride with them. It's always a good time, man. Everyone's always very welcoming. I've never met any group while riding, at least here in New York, where it was just like on some bullshit. Always fun.
Nah, I'll give you that, yeah. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Any good questions from you while you're here? Might as well. People tend to throw shit at me all the time.
Well, you guys know I'm in Florida, so if you're in Florida, let me know.
Oh, your bike's out there. You should meet up with Sasong. He rides out he's in Florida.
Yeah.
He has a BMW S1000.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually go to their bike night on Thursday.
You guys should definitely link up, man. By the way, Sasong, he said your bike is slow as fuck. It's just fucking mad. No, I
didn't say nothing.
By the way, he had an R1. I was asking him about the R1, and he was like, he mentioned to me that the bike sounds amazing. It is a great bike, great for track, but it's not very comfortable. He said the riding position is super pronounced, super dedicated.
I've never had issues with comfort. I think my 636 is less comfortable than my R1, way less. And this is somebody that's written from New York to Virginia. Never had an issue with comfort.
Yo, you've done some crazy trips. I just remember that. Yo, you've done some crazy trips on a super bike. Guys, he's ridden from New York to Florida, right? I know you've done that too. Where else you've been?
No. I've done New York to Virginia and take the Amtrak to Florida.
Oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
So there's an auto train in Virginia. For those that's trying to move from New York to Florida, here's a gem for you. Whatever you have, just take it to Virginia, and there's a Amtrak there for that. So cars, bikes, SUVs.
Oh, so you load your bike there? Dude, how cool would that be? Like, I would do that, but then go with the hybrid, though, because that's very comfortable. Or the Monster's comfortable, but I probably wouldn't want to ride the Monster that far. But that'd be kind of cool. And you load your bike into the... I thought you rode straight. That's so cool. A little adventure right there. That's a gem right there. That's cool.
Yeah. I've done that since, I want to say, 2017, 2018.
Somebody had to show you that first for you to do that. I've never even heard anybody doing that. And it's safe where you load your bike. There's no problem or whatever. Yeah.
Nah, the only problem I'll say is like after they loaded this stuff, like there's a lot of debris and it does get on your bike. But other than that, like you're fine.
Oh, so it's on the outskirts, like out the train. So it's actually in the elements, right?
Yeah and no. I think there's like an opening somewhere. in the train, but it's everything's enclosed. It's just an opening.
Oh, I would have never known that. Let me see what it says. Oh, that is a gym, an M track that holds your bike. Yeah, man. Futuristic Viper mentioned it. Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, I've never heard that before. Ace Cafe. Oh, Sasson mentioned here. Ace Cafe hit him up. He can meet up with you there.
Yeah,
I'll be in Florida in February. Futuristic Viper mentioned. Yeah, there's a couple of people that's in Florida that's always on the chat. What's his name? There's another guy here. Power Moto's in Florida. Also, he rides. He's usually on as well, too. I'm sure he's probably going to hit you up. By the way, guys, if you are tuned in, please hit up the thumbs up. And I know I have Kel's Instagram on the screen. Definitely. He's not on YouTube as often. But go and follow him and help his page grow, man. I think he's going to do some really cool stuff as his channel gets bigger and bigger on Instagram and TikTok. So please. Subscribe to follow him. I have to say follow is different from YouTube. I'm just going through the comments here to see if there's any specific questions that's on here. I know the Phobra was on here.
Gotcha.
For you, yeah.
49:30. Time's fly.
Yeah, man, it's going. Yeah, I won't keep it running long. I know you're probably busy tomorrow and stuff, so, but yeah. Somebody said I'll just bring a bike cover. Moto Supernova mentioned my first Ducati came with a dry clutch back in 2007. People would constantly ask if there was something wrong with that bike. Yeah, I mean, if you're not accustomed to it, it definitely sounds pretty odd, and it could sound broken. Dry clutch does sound like a loose bolt grinding in there and on things. I guess only when the thing about dry clutch, when you are riding and you don't really hear it. When you're on the bike, you don't hear it at all. And I think it's only when you have the clutch pulled in, you get to hear it, like the tambourine sound almost.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It is very interesting, though, being able to see that. There are a lot of benefits to it, too, outside of it going through the clutch quicker if you're riding in the city. You get more power to the wheel. I think it's more like 1-to-1 closest. Yeah. You could quickly swap it. There's a couple of benefits. Also, your engine runs cooler because your clutch basket's not being bathed in that same oil, so it's cooler, actually. So there's a bunch of benefits, but... for street riding, I don't know, paying $3,000 to $4,000 for replacement of a basket. I don't know if that's worth those benefits, man. Solo Rider mentioned, I think that guy getting robbed scared Mike out of New York. Yeah, that was pretty wild, man. I was riding the Hyper the other, maybe a few months for Halloween. Some guy got robbed on a couple of kids robbed him on a scooter. Yeah, that was.
I saw that video.
That was pretty wild, man.
That's crazy.
Nah, ain't nobody robbed me like that, man. I work hard for mine, man. I grind. I'm not. You might take the bike, but one of you are not gonna make it. You just gotta get one very well, and then they all gotta learn a very important lesson. Which I pray I'm never in those situations. The rest after that. Yeah, I pray I never get into these situations. I try to behave as much as possible. I don't like city riding. I much prefer country roads. I think a lot of people like country roads. You know some other areas you could try also here in New York? Have you ever been to North Shore, South Shore?
No, but somebody had mentioned that one as well. You
got to go up there. Really, if you go like somewhere in the morning or something like that, it's going to be cool. There's a lot of like... It's like the super rich area, like people with Lambos and Ferraris and stuff like that up there. But it's all sweepers, some really, really nice roads, like against the river and stuff like that. Really, really nice. The only issue you might have every now and then, they might call like the town police or something like that, but they won't really do anything. They're not gonna catch up to you anyway. But it's really, really nice. The roads are really, really dope. I mean, we have a lot of really good roads that are not too far from here. That's kind of cool. So, like Yamaha. Yeah. Futuristic Viper mentioned he likes Yamahas for track. Ooh, here's a good question. R1, the older R1 versus the newer R1. That's you.
I like the newer honestly. The look and everything, I like the newer one. But when it comes to sound, I feel like the older R1s, I forgot what year he had. I think it was a 2015, 2016. They do sound louder for whatever reason.
It's possible they were a lot more raw.
Yeah.
And with Euro 5 compliance, it's different. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
What's happening now?
You said with looks?
With looks, yeah. Sorry, there's an Amber Alert. I'm still on?
Yeah, you're still here.
All right. No, it was just an Amber Alert. But yeah, it looks... Wow.
Quick run, your bike's getting taken.
Oh, true, Amber Alert.
Amber Alert, we're out.
But when it comes with the looks and everything, I'll save my bike. 2020 and up.
You know what's so funny? The last year, I think 2015, 2016 R1, I think a lot of people didn't like it as much with the little bottom LEDs. I actually really liked that. I thought that was kind of cool.
They look aggressive as fuck.
I thought they were cool.
I'll give it that.
A lot of people were talking a lot of crap about them. I thought they were very cool. Your model, I feel like I had to grow on it. I feel like with the front, with it's like fangs in the front almost. It's possible I got really used to the other version with the LED beams at the bottom, which I thought they were super cool. People made fun of them all the time, but I thought they were cool. So I like those. So.
I didn't like the eyes, the headlights to it.
Oh, the bottom headlights, you didn't like those?
No, not the top.
Oh, on the top part. No, for me, it didn't bother me. I thought it was cool. I thought it was unique. It was different from everything else that was out. But people seem to not like it. I don't know. What's your take on the new BMW, by the way?
I think they're doing a lot on that winglet.
Yeah, ooh. I'm finding so many people that don't like that. You're not a big fan.
It's one of those things that you have to see in person. Because I didn't like the ZX once they went to the 2020, the refresh model.
Okay.
I didn't like it in the beginning at all. But it started to grow on me once I kept seeing it.
I don't like the new V4S winglets, the pointy ones at the bottom. I think the original winglets were a little nicer to me. They were a little bit bigger, but I thought those were cooler. The newer ones are okay in my opinion. But I like the BMW a lot, man. They really got my attention with that winglet. I love the fact that it goes straight to the nose at the bottom. I feel like it's cooler than the Ducati winglets. I don't know. BMW makes some cool looking bikes, man. I'm a closet BMW guy for sure.
No, they do. They do. I never not like the BMW. Just this one is just the wingless is a little bit weird. I just have to look at it, see it one day.
Yeah, well, I think next year I think we're gonna see a lot of those. I think everybody that has BMWs are gonna switch up.
Yeah,
I can appreciate you doing
winglets everywhere.
Chachong Jeremy mentioned here. I can appreciate you doing you and not following trends. It could be your YouTube bike. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get a YouTube bike. You know what? It's hard for me to warrant spending money on something for other people. Like, if you see that I have something, it's because I really liked it and I bought it for myself. I find it very difficult to just go on YouTube and say, I'm gonna go buy this thing because everyone likes it and everyone's gonna follow me because of that thing. My ultimate goal's always been to have a following because of what I'm doing personally, or because of the story I'm talking about, or something like that. Not because, oh look, he has this bike, it's so expensive, it's so cool. Then you don't really like what I'm doing. You just like the motorcycle. To me, that's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I struggle with that a lot because I much prefer to be me and have a small dedicated group of people that can kind of rock with me instead of having a big group of people that just not really fucking with me. They're just like, oh, I like because he bought the most expensive bike all the time. Also, I don't think it's just a smart financial decision. So at least for now.
Unless you got it, do it. But if you don't do it. Please don't.
Yeah, man. Let's see what I got here. So Solo Rider mentioned here, watching SmackDown on YouTube is one thing. Seeing folks doing triple digits is another. Yeah, man, I 100% agree. I've been in the space, and I don't know if you've ever been in any of those SmackDown races where you've seen them.
I've seen them, yeah.
It's a whole different riding than because you feel like you're fast, and then when you're with them, you feel like you're not moving as fast. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Definitely not for me though. What is it?
I said I've gone fast, but that's about it.
But for me though, I much prefer to be fast in the corners. Like I study it all the time. It's like for me, I'm pulling into a spot. Let's see if I'm doing like 90 or 100 miles an hour. I already know where I'm braking, right? Braking way before, and then just letting it rock, coast to it, and then just dip right into the edge of it. Just in right, let's say for example, this is the curve here. Let me see here. Little curve is right there. I'm pulling from the outside right here. I'm ready braking, let loose. I'm coasting, hitting it right there, and then right when I'm exiting, just just quick shift out. Oh my God, that's where I like to be fast, really, instead of doing like the straight stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but it's like understanding of how you could make the bike do that, and then it won't slip or anything like that. One of the things I'd like to learn, which I don't want to do it in a Street Fighter because I feel like if I do it in a Street Fighter, it's going to be cheating because they do it automatically for you to ride the rear brake, for you to slide it. Because the bike does it for you.
Oh, okay,
yeah. In the settings, you could put the settings on just for same thing for wheelies. Yeah. On any of the V4S or the Street Fighter, you can set the bike to wheelie up to a certain, and it'll never go back, so you can never loop it. No matter how much throttle you give it, I mean, you're just cheating through it, and then it'll wheelie. Same thing if you want to hit a corner, and you trail brake, right? You brake before, right? You ride it, and then you let loose to hit the apex. You can slide the back. The bike won't go out of control. It'll do it automatically for you. And then dipped into the corner. I don't want the bike to do it for me. I want to learn how to do it too. I'd like to know how to do it. And that's why it's good to have a cheap dirt bike.
Once you learn how to do it, you're the man.
Get yourself that cheap dirt bike so when you dump it, you're like, fuck it.
Whatever.
But
I think I'm gonna do that. That's
next level.
My next investment.
Just riding that brake, man. Just seeing the back slide. I mean, I've seen so many clips of that. I'm like, damn, that looks so cool. Oh, it's so bad. I'm like, because if you do it on the bike that is doing it for you, then it's like you'll never really learn it because the bike is just doing it, kind of thing. And I don't know. It feels cheap, so I don't know.
I think I saw a clip with an R1, somebody doing it in the mountains. Probably a pro rider.
I've seen. Was it a white with orange stripe on it?
I think so.
That's shit. What's his name? Dang, what's that? He's a racer. He rides for Ducati now. Dang, I can't remember. God damn it! I met him at the Ducati event before. Hold on, let me see if I could find him. Hold on 1 second. But he's a badass rider, man.
Yeah, no, he's a beast. After I saw that, I'm like, okay, I have a lot to learn.
Oh shit! It's not even on my I'm not logging on Instagram on my computer. All right, whatever. Not that important. I'll just check on my phone. Let's see here. I was actually trying to get him on the stream too. What's his name? Very cool guy, man. Damn, he just joined Warhorse too. Josh Herring.
Oh, okay.
That's who you saw in that. Yeah, he was big on the R1 before because he was riding for Yamaha, when he was doing before he joined Ducati. Yeah, he has a lot of clips of him doing riding in the street, doing some of that stuff, man. And he is wild, man. Really amazing rider. That's so funny. First person that came up and I saw it was him. That was awesome. Yeah, he's a beast, man. I've seen him like going on Ducati events and like wheelies on doing press events and stuff and sliding it out and stuff. He is amazing.
Tell me, man. Let's go to the tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. It's just like I have to have a van, man. Like I just don't want to rent a trailer to trailer the bike, and then you got to return the trailer, and then I want to have all the straps and all that stuff just in there. I'm hoping hopefully by next year I could the whole car thing could die down and I could find one, because the trick is to find a fleet van. You don't need a brand new one. The fleet one, you're talking about Amazon, you're talking about what are some of the other major places. So they're contractual vans, right? Once they've hit like 40,000 miles an hour or whatever, they have to get rid of them once the contract is over. They become used vans. You could buy them on cheap, like 15,000 or something like that. They're well maintained. If you get a fleet van, they have to maintain those, like an Amazon van or something like that, or any of the delivery companies or U-Haul or whatever. By law and by them with their contract, those have to be well maintained, oil change. So outside of the little scratches and stuff, they'll be perfectly fine. They'll run perfect, and then you could buy it dirt cheap, and then you can convert it to whatever you want. That's the deal. But now, if you search, they're like $90,000 for a used van. A van, right? It's crazy. So, hopefully next year all this car stuff is done, and then I'll be able to like splurge on a van or something like that, something cool that I could kind of stay in or something like that. Because at least if I go to a hotel, I could park it in the hotel, and I don't have to worry about it. So.
Okay. Yeah. But do you have a car?
Yeah, I have a car, of course. I just don't want to have to huh?
I've seen somebody that took, I think he had a Honda that brought his bike up there. There's like portable bike trailers as well.
I don't know. I mean, I would probably do it, but the thing is,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just don't want to. I want to be comfortable. Also, the van thing, I want to travel. I'm gonna go through like, for example, New York to California and back. I want to go to all the roads like Tail of the Dragon. Just really bring either a dirt bike and just two bikes in the back, and just go to all the roads and like meet up with other people and ride, and just make it like a whole thing. Like I'll take like a month off or something like that, and just do this whole adventure thing. So I kind of figured it'd be a good little thing to do all together. So figured it'd be like one expense, but hopefully I could get to do that. That's one thing I wanted to do, but hopefully it's just on hold for a little bit.
As long as you do it, man, I would like to see that.
So I'm totally doing it, man. I'm probably gonna have somebody with me. I'm probably gonna have it like a whole little documentary of everything. So that should be cool. Yeah. Let's see what size on the road here. I'm just going to add the winglets on my bike and call it a 2023 S1000. If you do that, man, I'm gonna kill you. I hate when people do that, man. That's one of my pet peeves. I've said this before, like the people that get the 2018 Panigale and they throw the winglets on there like it's a 2023. I'm like, man, I'd be tight right now if I bought the 2023 and I got the brand new joint. I'm like, yeah, that's the new. And then you got the 20. And I'm not being a dick. Don't interrupt. I'm just saying that's not the same. Come on, man. I'm being an asshole. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. But I just don't think it's fair. Huh?
I've been thinking about getting the winglets on my R1, depending which one though. I don't like the D4R version of the winglets on the R1. To me, it looks horrible. Sorry for whoever that has it, but
have you seen the Killer Cam's winglets on his? Those are pretty cool.
That's the one that I want.
Those are cool.
That's the one that I want.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
I've seen his bike in real life. It's pretty cool. I went to that event. He was there. He was at a very, very cool guy, by the way. Very chill. When I went to that clutch control event with Black Moses, he's related to Black Moses, by the way. Oh shit! Should I have not say that?
Really?
Oh shit! Never mind.
You
Forget
might
it.
have to do that, sir. Yeah.
Huh?
Edit this out, sir. Edit it out.
I didn't know that's not something I should say.
Oh man.
Forget about what I just said. But
Anyway.
super cool guy.
You got to do the Men in Black.
Oh man.
I've seen him. I've seen him at the track actually.
He's a beast too. If you look at when he rides, you can tell he's a seasoned rider. The way he sits on, the way he's holding the handlebar, he knows how to ride really, really well. He's not just a YouTuber that rides. He knows how to ride. Yes, I would. When I do have my van, I will go to Boston 100%. Like, if anybody invite me anywhere, I'll definitely pull up and just kind of chill. Just don't be no weirdo and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding with it. Because there's a good chance my wife's going to be with me, man. All right? We'll take it as like a little family trip or something like that to chill, to hang out. I'll probably have my dog with me. But one cool thing that I think is going to be cool, I'm going to have a streaming setup in the back of the van, though. So we can do like interviews like live. I got to get the satellite shit thing working. So I've been planning all this out like a maniac. So we'll be able to do streams directly in the back of the van and stuff. So that'll be kind of cool.
That'll be dope, actually.
Yeah. It's going to be good stuff.
Everything set up?
Hells yeah, man. I got plans for everything, man. Anywho, man.
Clutch first, everybody.
Oh, my God. Coming to you from California today. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Kelz, man, let the people know where they could find you and show you love and support, man, before we kind of wrap up. I'm holding up for almost 2 hours just talking shit, man. I love talking about motorcycles. I could be all night talking about motorcycles, man. It's crazy.
Yo, it's your boy, ThatGuyKelz. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm there. All ThatGuyKelz. No replications. No doubles. If you're in Florida, hit me up on Instagram. We could link up or something and just ride.
Yo, if one of you guys hit up Kelz and go and ride with him, I will feel extremely successful on this stream that we just connected people. That would be awesome. By the way, guys, please, if you're tuned in, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're watching this after, hit the thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. And I would really, really appreciate it if you go and support Kelz. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him on TikTok. Follow him on Instagram and help him grow. I'm telling you, he has some really cool clips, especially if you want to see New York City clips of him riding on third-person point of view. I think it's really, really cool, very unique. I know a lot of people are doing like third-person point of view. He's been doing it for a hot minute, way before it was getting super popular. So I think it's really cool, very different, man. And if anything, you watch this shit, make sure you hit the thumbs up. I know you guys be hating, like you just watch, don't say anything, don't hit the like button. But don't be that person. Hit the like button and comment and cheer him on, man. We want to see other people succeed, man. I think it's cool.
Yes.
All right, man.
Plus, I'm an anime fan.
Yeah, man. Oh, here's a good question for you. I'm a big anime guy, so I got to know what's your favorite anime. We have to ask because you always have some anime stuff up, man. You know, I think I know what's your favorite anime, by the way, but I'll see.
I don't have a favorite. I can't say I have a favorite. Damn. I mean, I grew up with like Dragon Ball, Bleach.
Yeah, I like Dragon Ball. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball.
But those are like the cop out to me. Everybody loves Dragon Ball. Everybody loves Bleach. Something different would be like, I don't know if you ever seen God of High School.
No. God of High School. That's a good one.
Street fighting. Yes, it reminds you like Street Fighter-ish.
God of High School. Hold, wait, where's my phone? I gotta put that on the list right now.
There's another one that just came out. Chainsaw Man. It's pretty good. And I'm gonna have to send you the rest once I remember.
Is that on Netflix? God of High School?
I have VRV. It's an app.
Okay.
I think you only pay like $5. It's either like $5 a month or one payment of like $70, something like that for the year.
No, it's definitely it's not on Netflix. All right, I'll find it though. I'm sure I can find it. Maybe even on YouTube.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say One Piece.
Nah, I feel like that's another cop out.
That's another
cop out to me. Yeah, to me.
All right, here are some of my favorites. I'd say Ghost in the Shell has to be one of the top. I know that's a little bit of a cop out, but I'm talking about like OG Ghost in the Shell, man. Not like the digital version that I showed. I'm talking about like when it's handmade, hand drawn, frame by frame. Those definitely one of my favorite. Trigun's definitely awesome. I have the whole box set of DVDs, and I have the actual the Diablo character. He's pretty big. I used to have him like my case and stuff. What else do I got? What's this show? Trying again. Cowboy Bebop's another favorite. Really like that one. That's classic. Escaflowne. That's a classic too. That's really dope. Damn. Yeah, we can go back. There's a lot, man.
Yeah.
Escaflowne was pretty dope.
Some that people don't know.
Evangelion is pretty cool. I think watching that now is really interesting. When I used to watch that as a kid, I used to like the mech suits and stuff like that, and how you control on the inside. Watching it as an adult, and I'm like, there's so many little hidden gems about God and angels and stuff like that. It's super different. Like when you look at it now, there's a lot of philosophy about life in it that you wouldn't spot if you're a kid, because you'd be too busy looking at them, the mechs fighting and stuff like that. So that's pretty dope. What else do I have? There's so many. Golgo 13s. That's the super classic. I love that. He's like the James Bond of anime. Really dope. He gets hold of bitches and kill everybody. 8-Man. That's really dope too. I think that's really cool. What else? Damn, I spent a lot of my attic is full of anime, and pretty much everything outside of Anna hiding like holiday decorations and Halloween decoration. The whole attic is dedicated to like DVD collection of anime and comic books. That's all my setup. Yeah, I've been since high school. I've been collecting them, man. It's crazy. So I have quite a few. Oh, Anna said Baki. She likes Baki. She watches anime too, so we both like watching anime. So
that's Bakiyama, right?
Yeah, Bakiyama.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty good.
Oh, he mentioned Slayer is good also. Covert Mecha watches anime, so Slayer's pretty good.
Demon Slayer,
yeah.
Black Clover as well.
That's pretty cool too. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff, dude. I remember going to Chinatown when I was in high school. It wasn't big enough where there were they had the dubs and stuff done. We had to read the Japanese scripts to actually watch. So that's some of those. So yeah, dang, that was good old times, man. Dude, I've been at this for a minute, man.
Yeah.
It's all good. Good times for sure.
Yeah, big time. Shoot.
Oh, Berserk's pretty good too. Berserk's really good. Not the new stuff though. I'm talking about the OG, like hand drawn. They have a lot of digital ones. What is it? Shin-chan. Oh, that's my like going to bed anime right there. I just like die laughing watching Shin-chan. He's the best. He's hilarious. Oh man, we were about to go totally switching up from motorcycles to freaking anime now. It's terrible. Sorry for all the people that are watching, by the way. That's like, what the fuck is this anime stuff?
Yeah. You could go back 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can go back to 10 minutes and then just close it.
Yeah. But first, like and subscribe.
Yeah, but before you do that, like it for sure. Do I like Boondocks? Yes, I do like Boondocks. I actually love Boondocks. I think Boondocks is a very interesting cartoon, not because of the vulgarity. I think most people tend to not understand Boondocks. They're missing the point of why Boondocks is Boondocks. They're really it's almost like being stupid and not being able to see outside yourself. Then you could watch it, they'd be like, damn, that was some dumb shit. So that's what Boondocks is really about. So That's for some of the dumb people that don't know that they're dumb. That's who they're referring to, by the way. But it is great. All right, fellas, guys.
Sure,
we'll wrap it up. Mainly read manga when solo leveling come out. Oh yeah, I have some manga books too. I have some pretty cool stuff too. So you know people that reads manga from the new people. The new people say manga. It's actually not manga, it's manga. But yeah. Oh, Ninja Scrolls. Another one of my favorite, oh my god, classic. I've watched that over and over. Oh my god, I almost forgot Akira. Akira actually got me into motorcycles.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Oh,
okay.
Dude, you gotta watch. Oh my god. Akira's my all-time.
I think I've seen clips of it.
You have to watch Akira, please. I beg you, go watch Akira.
I will.
Yo, that made me. I became a motorcyclist before having a motorcycle, watching Akira. 100%. He had the red jacket with the pill in the back, and they stole motorcycles. They had a motorcycle gang going around fighting the clowns. Dude, that was so dope. Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I have to be this character. So that was my basically like coming out of like, oh my god, I want to be a motorcyclist as a kid. Akira. I swear to God, no joke. And then of course you start seeing like, you know, kids riding dirt bikes around the neighborhood and stuff like that in Harlem. But that was like the base starting point, man. Really, really, you have to watch Akira, man. The story's really dope also. It's like a sci-fi. They end up having powers and stuff, but the whole base is about two motorcycle gangs and stuff like that. Really, really cool. You got, dude, freaking let's end the stream. You go and check this shit out. You're going to be like, oh my God, it's so good. Your next jacket on your next freaking TikTok is going to freaking have the pill in the back, dude. 100%. Yo, you'll thank me later. And the best part is you're going to enjoy it that much because we're older now. You're going to understand the nuances and stuff of it. It's really, really cool. I watch every now and I think it's on Hulu. It's on Netflix. It's pretty much everywhere. So you can just throw that on.
I'm going to have to do that.
You got to watch.
And get the jacket after.
Yo, I'm going to bother you every time now. I'm going to see you on Instagram and be like, yo, did you watch it yet? Did you watch it? You got to watch it, man. Super cool. Super, super cool. Oh, you know what?
I'm on vacation, so I got time.
Yo, the synopsis is they in Neo Tokyo, so it's like after like World War III. They're kind of positioning it after World War III, but it's not. There was like a big thing that happened that destroyed Tokyo, and they're like in a Neo era and stuff. So a lot of motorcycles and stuff like that, gangs ridden, and these guys are like teens. You know what I mean? As a kid, I watched that. I was like, oh my God, I want to be one of those kids. So. Oh, you sent me a video? Oh my God, Anna already sent. Yeah, she sent me a video clip here. Let me see if I could. Oh, it won't play it, babe. You know what? Let's pull up a clip of this shit, man. I'm sorry. It won't play through the chat, Twitty. I see the clip there though, but it's locked. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me. Yo, I'm gonna play one scene so we can just quickly look at it. Watch me get flagged for it. Oh my God, Akira. Oh, you sent it to me via text? Okay, hold on, I'm seeing. Oh, Anna sent me my video of it. Hold on. Actually, you know what? I can do all of it. Let me see here. Akira. Like, I did this video before, and it's because, because I like anime, and I wanted to show... It's one of those things that's like, I don't like following trends, and I'm like, I want to tell my story about riding motorcycles. And granted, the video didn't take off or anything like that, but...
buy a select Sealy mattress, get a free TV. PC Richard & Son.
Stupid commercials. Hold on. I'm skipping them. Hold on a second. This is my video.
Trying their best to live the most positive, or at least having the most positive outlook.
I'll just run it back. Hold on.
What's good? Mike's in the building. Let me tell you my story on how I became a motorcyclist. So often we hear these magical words, bike life. Then again, you have the guy that wants to be the next MotoGP rider, or your street Rossi. Pretty common, right? Dragging me on the weekend, or want to be like Marc Marquez, grabbing the hottest. We immediately escape in our mind, envisioning the young inner city kid out of Harlem, rocking the 12 o'clock wheelie, escaping from police officers, riding the sidewalks, trying their best to live the most positive, or at least having the most positive outlook on the hardship that they live with on a daily. Then again, you have the guy that wants to be the street Rossi, the next big guy.
That's me riding, by the way.
Mountains, rocking the latest leader bike and just doing their thing, want to be the next Marc Marquez, or the doctor. Who doesn't want to be the doctor, right? This story is completely not that. Picture this. You're a small kid. Your brain is sponging everything it sees, right? It all started in 1988. Fast forward 31 years to a post-World War III Neo-Tokyo that's been leveled and ransacked by gang violence. This is Akira, people. Wait a minute, let me explain. I know we got into Neo-Tokyo World War III, but here's the thing. In this post-World War III Neo-Tokyo steampunk style thing, it is riddled with motorcycle gangs from the capsules and the clowns. So violence runs straight in that entire world. It's complete chaos. This is what I did with my time, guys. I watched these crazy imaginary anime and got extremely inspired. It's inspired my entire life from current day to when I was a kid, to going to school and being very passionate about the arts. In this film, Akira, they had this amazing scene where the capsules had a giant battle against the clowns. And these guys are two different motorcycle gangs, and it is something to be seen. When I'm out there on the road on my bike and I ride my Ducati and enjoy myself, I'm still that same little kid. I envision the world just as I envision Neo-Tokyo when I watch the anime and the DVD. It's almost like seeing a version of New York City. Seeing the lights passes you by, seeing the bike brake lights flashing on or the car ahead of you. And these battles were amazing. The writing was just something that's out of this world. This is a traditional animation that's done by 24 frames per second. I think their budget was $1 billion for the time frame. And the animation itself, Akira, was adapted by Otomo. So watching Akira, watching this 3 to 5 minute scene of Akira is very reminiscent of what kind of drew me into motorcycling. It was never MotoGP. It was never the dope boys who rode 12 o'clock wheelies down the street. I envisioned myself as Kaneda, the leader of the capsules, you know, riding down New York or the streets of Manhattan. It's very reminiscent at night when you see that scene with Akira, with the whole gang chasing down the clowns, and for you to go down the middle of Times Square and heading downwards towards...
that took me back right there, man.
It is almost the same thing. It's almost like we always
say. But you know what's so funny, man? This is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy doing on YouTube. Like, really doing... This is... To be honest, this is the stuff that I'm really passionate about doing. Storytelling like that and really capturing a moment and stuff and really mixing stuff. But these things are not always very successful on YouTube, but it's probably this is probably one of my most favorite videos, but it's because I'm talking about the anime. But dude, you have to watch this freaking thing. It's so good.
That looks dope.
Yeah, it is
like
crazy. Really, really cool. And there's some classic artists that worked on this project that are really, really big now. So, but yeah. Anyway, but these are some of the stuff that I actually like doing on YouTube. Hopefully when my channel gets to a place where it's really, really like streamlined and people know what I do, I could focus on doing like productions like this, because I think these things I feel like tells a better story than just every day I'm just doing a moto vlog, I'm just talking behind the camera. I think that stuff could be boring at least sometime. You know, I much prefer to be able to tell an entertaining story or a part of my life. I think that's a little bit more fun.
That sounds dope, honestly. You should get yourself a Insta360. Get that third person view.
I have
They sent me one, by the way.
Do it.
They sent me one, man. I gotta look and see what's the best way to mount it. I have some 360 clips of on the Hyper, but I haven't done any on the Street Fighter. But yeah, I might have to check it out. My problem with 360 is the fact that the workflow is not very intuitive. It requires a lot, especially if you're not. I work on a desktop or my laptop, but I think it's easier on a phone, right?
Yeah.
You have to
100%.
take multiple steps to actually get it to bring it to Final Cut before you can actually cut the 360 footage. And that part kind of slowed me down on doing 360 stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say just do small clips here and there just to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's ways where you could pretty much keep it steady to your back, because that's where you would want it mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you learn that, then you should be good. Because downloading it is pretty quick.
Oh, wow. And it's going to be like a full 4K clip, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Futuristic Viper mentioned here to check out Renegade. It's a pretty good anime, too, that has some heavy motorcycle action in it also. He said that inspired him about motorcycles as well. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff out there, man. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've kept you guys long enough, man. It's been like over 2 hours tonight. I apologize for keeping it really long, but you guys know I always enjoy these conversations, and I think it's really dope that you guys always tuned in and just be part of it. So always appreciate it. I know it's not a huge crowd, but to me, I much rather have a cool crowd than a big crowd that's really not there for the right reason. So really, really dope. And again, Kelz, thank you so much for coming through, man, and just chatting with us, man. And really cool. I really appreciate you being here tonight. Seriously.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was awesome. The door's always open. You could always swing by and come through and be part of the stream whenever you like, man. So if you ever want to promote, or at least we can actually help you grow further in your endeavors, man, the door's open, man. I'm more than happy to try to help you promote. All right?
Hopefully by the next time, you were on TikTok.
I'll give it a shot, man. I know you're the second person that's telling me. I'll give it a shot. I do have the content. I'll just throw it up to see how it goes. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it, man. I'll catch you guys next Sunday. Hopefully we have something really good. And always appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.